Are you getting numbness or tingling in your fingers or hands? If you are, stay tuned. I'll give you some helpful tips to get rid of it and explain what it is. So a little bit of help today for you if you are getting numbness and tingling down to the fingers there. Now it's normally the end two, so the little finger and the ring finger are the normal areas that are affected, but it can affect the whole hands, and you can get numbness and tingling all the way down. And this is caused by, it could be a condition called Thoracic Outlet Syndrome, or the symptoms of Thoracic Outlet Syndrome. Now, in its worst case, it requires surgery because you've normally had something that's kind of wrenched your nerves away from the neck. It could be a trip, a fall, car crash, accident. Martial artists sometimes get it. I treat people that do Krav Maga and jiu-jitsu and things like that. And when they get their head and neck pulled around quite a lot, sometimes that can kind of pull and sort of wrench the nerves away from the neck. So that can cause a condition that requires a bit more attention than this. But usual positions that we put ourselves in, forward rounded posture, and on our smartphones, on our tablets. Sleeping, people that sleep with their arms overhead, not the best thing to do because you actually impinge these nerves, and a lot of times people will come to me and they always say they wake up in the morning with this numbness and tingling. It's because they're sleeping either with their arms overhead or on their front, which you should never sleep on your front, by the way, with your hands up like that. So the nerves from the neck here, I'll try and find a decent picture and put one up there for you. So I'll show you where the brachial plexus nerve comes out of sort of the bottom of the cervical region of the neck. You've got 7 vertebrae in your neck. It comes out of the bottom few vertebrae, your cervical vertebrae. And it basically, the nerves feed down shoulders, elbows, wrist and hands. And you can get impingement along the way. Normally it comes from the neck. There's a worst case where it can come from the back, but usual cases that I see, it's the front, so the anterior neck muscles being too tight and too short. So again, positions we put ourselves in are usual. Tight and short pec minors, which compress that brachial plexus nerve as well, is a common issue. So if people come and see me, I'll normally release pec minor. I'll do some work on the scalenes muscles that also can compress on it. So when they're super tight, they can compress on this and cause thoracic outlet syndrome symptoms. So stretching the pecs out on a door frame, stretching the scalenes is another good thing to do. And there's also useful things you can do with a rolled up towel or a bolster or any kind of back roller or back stretcher, but I'll show you those shortly. So we're just going to go through a couple of things today that you can do to help yourself. Basically, if you're not getting treatment, you're going to need to do some stuff that's going to help you get rid of the symptoms. And it's not fun getting this numbness and tingling. I had it most recently. I was sitting on the sofa, funny enough, watching YouTube, and I was there for ages just with my hands holding my phone up like that. And my fingers went numb, and it's because I'm sunk into my sofa, my shoulders rolled forward, I've got my arm up like that, and it's just compressing the nerve. So you do get this kind of loss of sensation, numbness, tingling. Sometimes you can get a burning sensation. It's just not fun. But if you're getting it regularly, it's very rare that I get it, but if you get it regularly, you need to sort of look at doing these things. So stretching the pecs is quite easy on a door frame. Not like I'd normally show you at a right angle like that. You want to drop your, maybe sort of squeeze your shoulder blades together like that and put your hands out, and then just bend your arms up and put your arms on a door frame like that. That's enough of a stretch just to stretch these pec minor muscles on the front. Some people will probably get a good result from doing it like that, but that's a better way to do it for these muscles. The scalenes, now the scalenes are on the front of the neck here, and they do sort of get short and get tight because in modern living we spend so long head forward, and these muscles tend to shorten, these lengthen and these shorten. So when they're short and tight, they can compress onto this brachial plexus nerve. So an easy stretch for the scalenes is I like doing it like this. If you're standing, just drop your head back and then look across to that other shoulder. And then with this other hand, just get your head and just give it a gentle pull. Now, if you're doing it seated, you can hold on to the chair, the side of the chair with this hand. So you can give yourself a bit more of a stretch. So again, just drop your head back, lean across to that side. And again, just get your fingers. You don't need to pull hard because you'll feel it stretching. If your scalenes are short and tight, you'll feel them stretching. So that's one way you can do it. And another bit of manual release you can do to release the scalenes is get your hands like that and basically throttle yourself, but not too hard. And so grab your neck and pull down. So your thumbs are kind of and your hands are around the base of the neck here. And pull down. And then if you drop your head back and off to one side, you'll really feel it pulling on the side that you're sort of looking across to. You'll really feel it stretching. It's a real good, intense scalene stretch to do. I'm a big fan of doing that one anyway, because they do get short and tight. So anything that's going to help lengthen them out is a good thing. So that's a couple of things you can do there. Now, the other thing I like doing is changing your posture, changing your position of your thoracic region. So your sternum we spend so long in modern living like this, rounded, looking at smartphones, tablets, working on laptops and driving and jobs that we do. So we need to change our thoracic posture. So getting your sternum forward just opens this whole chest area out, drops these shoulders back, automatically stretches those pecs, or opens those pecs out anyway. So I'm a fan of doing things that can help that. Now I like to use either a rolled up towel, like this. So get a rolled up towel. So you're making it into a bolster. And you can lay on it basically. I'll show you in a second, but you can lay on it like that on the floor, or I'm going to do it on a bench in a minute because I don't want to get on the floor, or even putting it up against the wall and pushing your back across it. So a rolled up towel, a bolster is useful as well. I've got quite a few of these bolsters laying around because they're useful things to have. And again, just putting it down the centre of the spine like that is quite useful, or even up against the wall. I've gone one better for myself, and I've got this contraption here called a back roller, which I like because it's got these nodules on it, and you can put your spine, lay your spine in the centre of that and really stretch and curve your back across it. And if you just gently sort of roll back and forward on it, you get a little bit of self-massage on the erector spinae muscles, and the muscles either side of the spine, a little bit into the rhomboids is nice. So I quite like this contraption. There's loads of these on the internet that you can see. They're not that expensive now. There were some wooden racks that had like green nodules on them that I used to see. I mean, I've had this quite a few years, this one, but I like this one because it's quite hard plastic. These almost feel like, I don't even know what they're made out of. I think they're metal or might be hard plastic, but they're useful for me because I'm a heavy guy, you know, so I'm quite a big fella. So that's quite a useful thing to do. I'll just show you a little clip in a second of how I want you to do that if you're on the floor, just so you know. So get the bolster or rolled up towels and just put them kind of in the base of your spine, and just lay across it on the floor or on a bed or whatever you can do it on, and you'll really feel this pushing your sternum, your mid-thoracic forward, which opens this whole chest area out. So this feels really nice just laying on this like this, because I can feel it just pushing everything up. And you can kind of stretch your arms out to the side and you'll feel this whole region sort of relaxing it, and spend 2 minutes like this, 2 minutes plus. You'll really feel the difference in this change in your mid-thoracic, and it just opens this whole sort of frontal area out. Put a cushion underneath your head. You don't want to have your head dropping back too much off of a rolled up bolster if you can. You can even, like I said, do this up against the wall. And what this is doing, you're basically just decompressing the nerves. In its simplest form, it's just nerve compression. But it's not fun. You know, like I said, if you are waking up in the morning with kind of numbness and tingling and you're getting it all the time and you're getting worried about it, look at things like this, because this is the kind of thing that will just instantly give you relief. When I have clients come to me and I do some traction on the neck and I release the scalenes and release the pecs, they don't get it again. Like, they literally say to me, oh, I remember I used to come to you first of all for numbness and tingling in my hands and my arms and stuff like that, and I've not had it since. So they see me for other things after that, so that's quite nice. So you can get a good result with certain stretches or movements or changing your posture, and get some manual therapy. Go and have a decent massage with someone that knows what they're doing. Any questions, if you want any advice on anything else, give me an email. I'll put my email address in there as usual. And I shall be making some more videos. I'm going to do some other stuff coming up. I've got some stuff to do about sciatica and things like that, because these are just the most common things that I come across, and I'm going to cover the most common ones first, and then I'll get into the more obscure ones. And like I said, if you've got anything specific that you want to know about or you want some advice with, just drop me an email and I'll answer your questions when I get back to you. Okay, thank you.